As a school, our mission statement is to nurture, inspire, and prepare students to flourish globally. One way that we ensure that our students develop a global perspective is by including international travel at the middle school level. We do that on a 3-year rotation: a Spanish-speaking country, an Asian country, and then a kind of a wild card option. Our 2024 delegation of middle school students, along with their families, so some siblings, parents, and even grandparents, flew into Paris, and from Paris, after spending a couple of days visiting the historical sites, including the Louvre, a city walk, they took the high-speed train from Paris then to Nice, which is in the south of France. Spent 2 days in Nice. One of those days included a short visit to a small town, a mountaintop town called Aix, and then into a whole other country of Monaco, and then back to Nice again. From there, students took a bus to Florence, where there was an optional excursion to a historical town called Siena, and that ended the trip in Rome for a few days.
My favorite part was seeing the arch in France. I really liked also going into the Louvre.
The Louvre, it was just like, whoa. It was really cool and special.
The sites were cool and the history behind a lot of it. They really loved their art and different architectural elements.
We were able to talk about the artists, we were able to talk about the time period. These are all things that I teach these students every year, but we were actually in the spot where it happened, right? In the room where it happened. It's an incredible opportunity for students to see these things firsthand, to be in places where the history doesn't go back 250 years or even 400 years. It goes back 1,500 years or 2,000 years. You can flip through textbooks and literally it's like walking in the halls of some of these museums. It's just amazing.
On the top of the Eiffel Tower with all my friends. That was really fun. You could see everything.
There was different food, and food was better.
I think everybody really liked the pizza. The pizza and the pasta were like big winners, I think, in everybody's mind.
I think I really liked the school in France. It was just so cool talking with people my age that live in a different country, because I've never really got to do that before.
I really liked going to the school, and it's cool to see how other countries operate.
Students on the trip have the opportunity to immerse themselves in another culture and meet students that are the same age as them and experience a school day.
The school visit that we had in France was amazing. I really enjoyed the opportunity to see school in France, to see our students engaging with French students.
The students, I think, realize that, they're just like us. They just speak different languages.
Through international travel, students gain a confidence in traveling globally. That includes many lessons, just such as how to navigate the airport, navigate the public transportation systems. So there are opportunities that students have to grow in those ways and are able to share those experiences with others, encourage others to gain similar experiences if possible. They have that confidence that they can take into the classroom and into their everyday lives. Students are able to experience practices that might be different than their own, which helps them they develop compassion as well as respect those, and bringing that skill back into their daily lives and amongst their peer groups, where they're able to recognize and celebrate differences amongst each other.
I think I took away the most was just how much you don't actually know being in the US. It's fun to explore other countries and learn about them instead of just assuming everything you hear from the US.
I think it's important to travel to see the culture differences between wherever you live and other places. If you go somewhere with different culture, then it's kind of shocking. It's very cool to see how other people live besides you.
It's a big culture shock to see the way people live.
As a parent, it's an invaluable thing to be able to offer an experience, to be able to do international travel. It's much different than taking a family vacation.
I think it's important because without this, we wouldn't be able to bond as much as we would in the classroom.
I learned much more than what I would have learned if it was just my family. It was nice having the teachers, my friends around. It's really cool being able to see it at this age. You get to see other types of cultures and society, and it's a really interesting process.
I think that waiting, people become really afraid to travel, and they think that things are so different in other places of the world, and it becomes kind of like this huge challenge or mental block that they can't go because of the fear. So I think when we get kids going this young, they overcome that, and to them it's just like traveling to another city in the United States. The more they travel in a country, the younger they are, the more normalized it becomes to them, and the more that they can see that all people are the same, essentially, that we all have similarities. The different culture isn't that big of a barrier, that it is easy to do it.
There are so many experiences that are available to our children in this type of travel. The lessons learned are that other people live differently than we live, and to be able to learn that lesson at such a young age is imperative in moving forward and developing that global perspective that we want our children to have, and to be able to honor and celebrate and recognize and respect other cultures' ways of doing things.